Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So today, Jagex have done a couple of fixes for leagues, just addressing some of the issues or some of the things which aren't working correctly. But what this is also presented is that there is currently a very much broken runecrafting method. So this method I'm showing you guys in the background now, and essentially what you need to do this method is at the minimum transmutation. So what transmutation can do is downgrade resources to lower tiers. And what we're basically using it for this method is to go and take air runes and drop them down to pure essence. Now the issue with this, or something which Jagex will be replacing in the future, they're not going to do it in this league, is that when you downgrade air runes into pure essence, it isn't noted. So what you can essentially do is go to an altar, use your downgrade transmutation on the air rune into the pure essence, and then just simply keep clicking on the altar to get incredible XP. Now this is basically going to use what the devout yak purpose is and banknoting, but you just simply stood at the altar and just clicking on the altar every time you've got some pure essence which comes into your inventory. Now something which can make this better, if you have access to the production master, you have the ability as well to tie these in with the runecrafting urns, and the runecrafting urns are some massive XP drops as well, which are very nice to have and will just speed up your XP per hour. Now, I've been doing this just before the updates and afterwards, and I was getting upwards of about 9 mil XP per hour. And this is definitely one of those methods which is completely broken. And if you do have the ability to do it, Jagex have mentioned that they're not looking to change it. Yes, it's kind of not intended for the user transmutation, but it is a method where you can go and get an incredible amount of runecrafting XP and just have to avoid the whole runespan arc. Now, obviously, if you can go to a better tier altar than what I am, I'm currently at the Earth altar because it's actually the only talisman I have currently. If you can go and get something like nature runes or law runes, you'll get a lot more XP per hour. And because of that, you'll go and get more runecrafting levels per hour as well. So this is why so many people have access to 99 runecrafting, maybe even further. There's quite a few people which have access to 50 mil. And this is why, because this method is completely broken and the XP you're going to get per hour is way beyond what you really should be getting for runecrafting as well. But there are a few other things as well which have been mentioned and fixed in terms of the Runescape update. So we're going to hop over to the webpage now, just to go over those and just talk through a little bit as well. But it's a nice little thing that Jagex are open to the issues we're having. They are trying to amend and fix everything to work properly. And there's a couple of things which I mentioned are really, really nice. If you're someone who's had the survivalist bag like I have, it has drove me mad for the past week or so. But when you put it into the bank, nothing comes out of the bag. Like, it stays in there. So because you don't empty it when you deposit it into the bank, when you take it out to go back out and do some more skilling, your bag is full if you forgot to do it. So it is really, really annoying. But if you have access to transmutation and you're looking to do some runecrafting, highly, highly recommend this. What I would say though, try and hunt out the best possible talisman you can. Go to the highest altar you can. It just means you're just going to get better XP as well. So I'm going to go and stay here till like 90 runecrafting, and then I'll go and venture off and do some other stuff. But again, transmutation is very, very good. Now, just before we hop over to the web page as well, one thing I would say, if you've got transmutation and you're struggling with getting like construction supplies from logs and stuff, one of the things I use transmutation for is Bill in Fort Frimfree has an infinite stack of normal logs. I transmute them into the higher tiers to make all the planks. Sometimes I use them for fire making. It's just a way to go and get infinite amounts of logs. It's simply just go and buy them from Bill and then transmute them up. When it comes to food as well, I've noticed that like lobsters and swordfish are a little bit long. So where I go and farm my food at the minute is going to Shiloh Village, fly fishing, salmon and trout, and simply transmutating them up. That's kind of like covered me for my food and to build my fort out and for my construction XP as well. That is what I've done. And also, if you're someone who's considering the production master, when you're in Fort Frimfree, the production manager will turn all your logs automatically in one tick into planks, and then the same for refined planks and frames as well. I'm very happy with what I've got from the production master, and the ability to go and have the urns as well is a massive increase in your XP. And yeah, that is pretty much me pitching the production master, showing you this runecrafting method. Let's go and have a quick look through the webpage now and talk through all the changes Jagex have brought in with this quick pad. Okay, so we have a couple of different things. We have resolved issues, active issues, and clarification. So again, communication on Jagex's part for the whole part of the league, really, really good. Like, we're making progress here, which is really nice. So some things they've done in terms of a cold fix, they've increased the survivalist bag to 150 spaces as it should have been. Clicking the compass no longer points it south instead of north. Archaeology research now appears as expected on the research list. They've fixed an issue allowing Dragon Tooth Island clue scrolls to be given to people without Mauritanian locks. And the western part of the Wizard Tower will no longer kick players to Lumbridge. Void shards will no longer be deleted when leaving Demonheim, and Survivalist Harpoon will have a tooltip explaining its effects. Because, to be fair, the previous iteration of leagues last year's, I do feel that the Survivalist weapons were way more explained and a lot easier to sort of work out what they do and what offer they bring. So I do like that as well. Now these are going to be some resolved issues, so these will have the issue with as well what status it's currently in. I think most of these are all hotfixed. Yes, they're all hotfixed as well. So the docking out task in Lumbridge, beginner task, is now auto-completed. Put to port in Port Sarim and Avast Ardonge tasks are now auto-completed. The Devout Yak can no longer be accessed by other players. That's actually quite funny. Imagine just filling your yak and people who are nicking all your supplies. The Transmutation Relic no longer closes interfaces, and instead it pauses while you're in the interface. Survivalist Relic's Harpoon of Pious now correctly boosts fishing chances and acts as a fishing rod. This might have been why it was causing me issues with the swordfish and the lobsters. It just felt slow, and the fact it didn't work as a fishing rod was annoyed, but that's now fixed. The Blessing tutorial is no longer locked into a loop if a player progresses through it before it being prompt. Certain players should no longer accidentally receive a tier 2 blessing when unlocking a tier 2 relic. Additional, as part of this resolution, we have given all league accounts an additional blessing reset. This has been added to your characters, which is nice. Yes, it was an issue and people would have got it who shouldn't have got it, but it's nice that they've addressed it and people have got an extra blessing just in case people were affected from it. The collect 10 agility arena tickets is now progressing as expected. Crystal Essence can now be used to make catalytic runes. Oziat's House no longer teleports you to Lumbridge. When resetting blessings, you are prevented from doing so if you have runes in a nature's pouch or gizmos in your automaton control bot, which means there might be some people who already have a control bot, and if you do, fair play, because that is some serious progression. Antiquarian Relic no longer requires banked ores. The Lumbridge Diary task, Hi Ho Silver, is not able to be completed without locking another region. So these are things which you know are active issues and are looking to fix as well. Divine Druid is using Herbicide without option toggled. Automatons are unreachable in Kandarin, which is actually really annoying because they're a blessing task as well. So you are a bit limited in Kandarin if you don't have the automatons visible or reachable. Brewing Wendelwick Ale doesn't complete the Haven Hive task. Crystal Grace Essence drop is not communicated correctly. It's on the 1 minute timer, not on XP drop. Dive has an agility requirement of 30 rather than just being passively unlocked at Blessing Tier 2. Energy cost when making Divine Charger is not halved as specified with the Divine Druid Relic. Giving money to Richie does not give points and carries over from the last league. So essentially, if you completed the Richie task in the last league, you are locked out of it because essentially you still have Richie unlocked as a pet. So they are looking at that as well. That's a bit of a rip because it's one of the easy 200 point tasks as well, which is a bit brutal if you're looking to get to that next relic. Golden Touch does not triple pickpocket clues. Karen is missing as a travel option to Hermod, which got me this morning, but if you're someone who's looking to get to Hermod as soon as possible, go and try and get a Soul Reaper task. If you have Soul Reaper points, the Reaper's Choice actually gave me 100% chance rate to go and pick my task as well, which was nice. The Lesser Bone Shield is not unlocked. Nature's Network Lumbridge Teleport teleports you to the old patch. Some tasks have wrong regions attached. Some tasks still mention shield bows when they mean longbows. Survivalist Bag does not deposit all the ores into the metal bank, which was so annoying. Also does it to the bank as well, which is a bit too much. The Karamja Diary Task, Thank You Madame and Walkies are not able to be completed without unlocking another region. Segregation and Experimentation Stations and the Dino Farm aren't appearing as intended. Felser's Summoning Pouch not unlocking Tavily Teleport when unlocking the Ascania region. And finally, unable to complete It's Already Dead and No Good Time to Be Alive achievements due to Endless Harvest. All of these are under investigation, so I imagine at some point we'll have another set of cold fixes as well. Now, the runecrafting method, which we mentioned a little bit earlier, is in the clarification section. So, pure essence is not noted when created with the transmutation relic. So what they put here, there has been no change to this functionality and it won't be changed in this leagues. If in the future leagues they do transmutation again, they're going to look at that as well. So essentially, you've kind of cheesed a really, really fast runecrafting method to go and do without having to have devout, and you can utilize transmutation a bit more. If you're someone who's looking to pick transmutation as a future relic, I think this makes it even stronger than what it originally was. Like I've mentioned before, it's so good for all resources and not just simply this method. But runecrafting, you could have ended up being a slave to runespan, and by just doing this method, you can get away from it as well. I've literally been doing it probably for about 40 minutes, and I've gone from like 39 to 87. So it's an incredible way to go and train it. and it's been approved by Jagex on the webpage. It wasn't how it was intended, but you can go and use it as well. But with Production Master as well, it is incredible with these urns. The urns are so strong. But that is going to wrap this video up. I am going to do a little bit of a tips video with just the stuff I've found as well. And a lot of the transmutation stuff I will include in that as well, because it is very good. But again, those tips I mentioned before, using Build for infinite logs, and also as well, fishing the trouncing salmon and then transmuting them. It might be a little bit different now with a harpoon, because the harpoon should get a much better catch rate as well. That should be noticeably better anyway, but that's basically what I've done because it was quick in AFK as well. So, gonna wrap the video up. If you haven't seen any of the progression series, I now have a playlist for it, so I'll put it in the corner of the video if you guys check out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon for the next video.